The largest asset managers in the entire world are buying more Palantir stock. We saw Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street, the three largest asset managers in the entire world, buy more Palantir stock over the past quarter. I'll go over the recent buying that we saw there. I'll go over some Wall Street analyst ratings. I'll go over the financials for this company. And at the end of the video, I will give you a price prediction for Palantir stock. So that being said, let's talk about it. So Vanguard increased their holdings in Palantir by 11% over the past quarter. We saw BlackRock increase their holdings by 2.3% over the past quarter. We saw Renaissance Technology, which is a hedge fund for those that don't know, increase their holdings by roughly 10%. And we saw State Street increase their holdings by 3% over the past quarter. Like I said, State Street, BlackRock, Vanguard, they're the top three asset managers in the entire world. So it's good to see that they're still buying into the stock. Obviously, passive index are not the end all be all, but still good to see there. And with that being said, let's take a look at the opinion that we're seeing on Wall Street for this stock. So I can see that there are 5 bullish ratings on Wall Street for Palantir. We have 7 bearish ratings for Palantir. And the most recent upgrades or downgrades we've gotten is from Wedbush, which reiterated their outperform rating with a $25 price target. And we're kind of right around that level right now. And then HSBC initiated with a hold and a $6 price target on the 15th of September. And then in August, we had Morgan Stanley downgrade the stock with a $9 price target. So that's kind of the most recent upgrades and downgrades for the stock. But overall, this is definitely a battleground stock on Wall Street, meaning that there are a wide range of opinions throughout the market. And then let's talk about the most recent earnings. So I obviously covered this in my last couple of videos, so I won't go too much in depth here, but third quarter results were better than expected, and they issued guidance that topped estimates. And there's also news now that, so the CEO had came out and said that that Palantir is actually eligible to join the S&P 500. I think this could really act as a major catalyst for the company over the next couple months. Just obviously if you're in the S&P 500, you're going to see a bunch of passive indexers come in and passively own your stock. So it's really a huge deal. It could lead to a massive increase in ownership throughout Wall Street for this company. So that really could be a massive catalyst over the next couple months. So keep that on your radar. And then aiding the quarter was a 23% leap in commercial revenue, which clocked in at $250 million, including $116 million in U.S. commercial revenue. Government revenue rose 12% year over year to $308 million. So all pretty good signs for the company. Good to see that the government revenue is increasing. One thing I do like about government revenue is it's not tailored. It's not specific to what's going on in the economy, right? The government's always going to have money to fund its operations, to fund its defense programs, right? We're seeing a bill in Congress right now being proposed to bolster spending for defense, obviously, and that could really help a company like Palantir with their AIP system. So thinking that could act as a catalyst as well. We see government revenue, economic in. And then with that being said, let's take a look at the financials for this company. So right now we're trading out of 97 times PE. So that is quite high. And that means basically for every dollar this company earns, investors are willing to spend $97 for this stock. So thought that was interesting. And obviously Palantir hasn't been profitable for a very long time, or I shouldn't say a very long time, but really since it's been publicly traded. So it's good to see that we're moving towards that profitability. And then PE, so the forward PE, which just means the PE over the next 12 months, is projected to be at 82 times, which is below Palantir's 5-year average. So cheaper than Palantir has traded in its history. I think that's kind of representative in its stock price right now. So this is basically just a projection that earnings will continue to rise. And then the PEG ratio here, so price to earnings to growth, that is actually a pretty good number at 1.15. So that definitely signals that the valuation is high, yes, but when you take a look at the growth, it all kind of makes sense. And let's go into the growth. So the revenue growth for the past 12 months has been 16%. Revenue growth over the next 12 months is roughly 20%. So still growing very fast, although we're actually growing slower than Palantir has over the past 5 years. It used to be a very small company, so it was kind of easier to grow back then. Now that the company's so big, it's become a little bit more difficult. So the 5-year average for growth was 31%. So we're growing slower than we have historically, but as I explained, that's not a huge deal, and it really isn't shocking at all. And then if we look at EBIT growth here, we can see that EBIT growth is 15%. And then if we look at EPS diluted growth over the next 12 months, we're projected to see EPS grow at 31%, which is great to see. And this growth in EPS is actually above the company's 5-year average of 12%. So the company is really going to be growing faster than it has in the past when you take a look at their earnings. So yes, the revenue number is slowing, but what really matters, that EPS growth, that's intensifying, which is awesome to see. And then let's take a look at the profitability metrics for this company. And anytime you see profitability, or really I should say EPS growing, it's more than likely caused by profitability metrics improving, and we can see that here. So we have gross profit margin at 80% right now, and the 5-year gross profit margin is 73%. So we're above that historical gross profit margin for this company. Very good to see there. And then we get to take a look at net income margin. So net income margin over the past 5 years was negative 62%. Obviously, that's disgusting, but right now we're at 7%. So massive improvement there. Like I was saying, profitability is improving, which is really causing EPS to improve as well. So awesome to see there. Definitely good signs for this company. I would give it overall a B plus to an A minus fiscal grade, which is awesome because I really see Palantir as one of the leaders within the AI space, and I think this company is probably deserves even a more growthy type of metric on its PE. So, but with that being said, let's take a look at the balance sheet for this company. So we have a $3.3 billion cash position. For those that don't know, that's basically just 50 cents per share in cash. And then we have $236 million in debt. So that means that we have $3 billion more cash than we do debt. So we have virtually zero debt for this company. So that really opens up Palantir to be strategic and, kind of play loose and maybe buy up some smaller AI companies. I wouldn't be shocked if they looked into kind of M&A to use that cash, or really just invest in R&D like they have over the past couple of years. That's worked very well. So either way you slice it, I think Palantir will put that cash to work in the right areas. And then with that being said, just to close it out here, let's go over the chart and give a price prediction for Palantir. So we had seen this $21 resistance level be a level in which shares had actually found support in July and in March of 2021. Past support acts as new resistance. So we actually broke over this resistance level just today. So that's awesome to see. From a technical standpoint, I think the stock is set up to move higher. So the next major level of resistance is at around $27.50. This is where the stock had roughly topped out in July of 2021. It's where shares had topped out in November of 2021. So also where shares had topped out in March of 2021. So that's really the next major level of resistance for this stock. And we are above all daily moving averages. We're obviously outperforming the broader market, which leads me to believe that momentum is likely on the side of Palantir. The only caveat I want to put in that kind of price prediction is that we are overbought according to RSI right now. So that could lend some selling support, unfortunately. So we see RSIs roughly at 74 right now. For those that don't know, RSI, anytime it's over 70, it signals that the stock is overbought, which could obviously cause a pullback. So really, I think an awesome trading plan would be to kind of wait for some consolidation, see if we can consolidate around this level. And if we can come back down to this $21 support level, I think that would be a great entry level for anyone looking to, kind of trade this stock. Obviously, I'm just giving my opinion on the stock and really where I think it's going in the short term. I'm not making a long-term prediction on this stock right now. I have in other videos, so if you're interested in that, you can check out the other videos on this channel about Palantir. So with that being said, cover a lot in today's video. If you could leave a like and subscribe, helps the channel out a bunch, and I'll see you here next time.